Welcome back students to our channel Study with AI. We hope you are doing well. Those who are new to this channel, please subscribe. So now let's overlook what we learnt in the previous lecture, which is lecture 1.4. So these were all the topics that we covered in the lecture. We hope you're now familiar with these topics. We have now added timestamps for your convenience. Just click on the chapters and view your desired topic. So let's now go through the topics which we will learn in this lecture. So in this lecture we will cover agents of socialization, change, teachers as change agents, can they act as change agents and what teachers should do? So without further ado, let's begin. Our first topic is agents of socialization. So first is peer groups. Peer groups are an important influence that a child encounters during his or her lifetime. Play patterns with his or her playmates are highly influential on the way he or she thinks and the way he or she acts later. Peer groups are usually people who are of the same age and have similar stations, and associations are generally accidental. Peer groups help in getting along with others, developing morals and values, learning appropriate socio-cultural roles, and achieving personal independence. Second agent is mass media. From early forms of print technology to electronic communications, the media is playing a central role in shaping the personality of the individuals. Since the last century, technological innovations such as radio, motion pictures, recorded music and television have become important agents of socialization. Mass media can be in different forms, like broadcast, print media and online media. Moving on with the workplace. Just as children spend a significant part of the day at their school, adults spend much of their day in offices or workplaces. A person meets people of different age groups and belonging to different social and cultural backgrounds. He experiences new areas of life. Moving on with religion. It is one of the most powerful agents of socialization. People tend to develop their own religious beliefs. They acquire knowledge of which God to believe in, where and how to pray, what rituals to follow. Moving on with the government. It is an indirect agent of socialization. Means we do not come directly with the institution, but they have an impact on our lives. Sets rules and regulations which the people of a state or country need to follow. And breach of them often not only becomes morally wrong but socially as well. Let's now talk about change. Change and innovation are regarded as synonyms. Deliberate attempt either to improve practice or in relation to certain existing objectives or to introduce policies or functions related to new objectives. It is a significant alteration in the status quo. May be regarded as any change which represents something new to the people being changed. Moving on with concepts related to teachers as change agents. So the first one is teachers as agents. Teachers' actions are directed both to the goals of education in the wider sense of human development and in its restricted sense of teaching for learning. The spheres of actions of teachers are institutions called schools that are set up exclusively for the purpose of teaching and learning. In the sphere, schools, teachers perform actions directed to change in knowledge, capacities and attitudes of all those with whom they come into contact more closely with their colleagues, parents or guardians of their students. To perform competently and manage such situations, teachers need flexibility to judge and act in order to avoid creating the conditions for exclusion of some of the students. Moving on with teacher identity. Identity building is a lifetime process that is constantly constructed and reconstructed in experience. Identity is the internal face of agency, the concept that teaches one's self, of who they are, how they see themselves, including the meaning that others attach to their agency. Moving on, teacher power. It is a key concept in understanding teachers as change agents in power, or the effective capacity to produce a change. Power is linked to professional identity and to processing those conditions that enable a person to act professionally. Teachers have power when they can influence situations after judging which is the best possible course of action. Power depends on knowledge. Moving on with are teachers able to act as change agents? The answer to this question leads to teachers' working conditions and the physical possibility of planning an effective change among their students. The classification is working conditions, power, and social recognition. We will begin with working conditions. Teachers in all countries consider that their salary structure is low and that they are paid less than other professionals with the same kind of education and responsibilities. Yet there are differences among the countries. Second classification is power. In some counties, teachers do not feel empowered. Schools and the education system have less influence and power. They don't feel encouraged to talk about their professional concerns to head teachers or to connect on directives issued by central authorities that have a bearing on their work as teachers. Third classification is social recognition. It is associated with feeling empowered as how teachers view the social recognition of themselves as professionals and of their work. On one hand, teachers are valued as an important factor in the education system. There is another view that they are not quite up to it. Community surrounding the school, especially parents, look down on teachers. Moving on with what teachers should do. Conduct processes of education and in accordance with social, cultural, moral and ethical expectations of families and societies. To understand and conduct the learning processes of students using procedures such as planning, teaching, monitoring, developing syllabi, and innovation in order to achieve the results established by the education system. Mediate in interpersonal relationships of different members of the school community using dialogues, being valid and credible partners, participating in conflict resolution, facilitating socialization of experience. Exert influence on the quality of life of students and of the school community through activities that simulate participation in both curricular and extracurricular activities. Develop a sense of belonging among students, developing their trust towards teachers and adults. Stimulate solidarity. Here the last topic of this lecture ends. And now I congratulate you for successfully completing Unit 1. Kudos to you. Second unit will be uploaded soon. Till then, drink your coffee. Keep subscribing and share this video with your fellow mates. See you in the next one.